Welcome to the first part of my Norwegian Fjords cruise aboard the beautiful P&O Iona. There will be 4 ports of call, the first of which is Stavanger, which is renowned for its quaint old town. The second port of call was Alsund, where I made my way up to the top of Mount Axler so I could see these stunning views. The third stop was the amazing Olden, a real highlight of the cruise. And after spending the morning going to the Briksall Glacier, it was followed by an amazing adventure on the Iona Skylift to see yet more stunning views. And the final port was at Haugesund, where we spent an afternoon exploring the city. However, before we can do all of that, we need to start at the beginning, which was back in the UK in Southampton. And as we have done previously, when we sail from Southampton, we stay the night before in the city, just so we know that we're all there ready to get on board the ship. And we decided to stay a little bit more in town at the White Star Tavern, which, as the name suggests, is a Titanic themed hotel. I have done a full tour and review of the White Star Tavern, so if you're interested in staying here, I'll leave a link. But to sum up, this was a great place to stay before your cruise. The rooms were clean and spacious, which is the main thing. And breakfast is included too, which is definitely a bonus. With a wide selection of cold items to choose from, followed by a nearly full English breakfast. For some other reason there was no eggs. However, it wasn't too long after this, it was time to head to the port. The port was only a 15-minute walk from the hotel, but we did decide to get a cab. And we'll be boarding P&O Iona from the ocean terminal. We were due to board at 2:30, but we decided to get there half hour early just in case we could get on board. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, so we were held outside until 2:30 rolled around. And once we got into the terminal, we found out it was just as busy as it was outside. And it took another 30 minutes to get checked in. It's a good job that we Brits know how to queue. And there didn't seem to be that air of excitement when boarding a new ship. And I think that much of that was due to the weather forecast, which was predicting high winds, which meant that the ship would not be leaving port on time. Our departure was supposed to be at 6 o'clock. However, this had been delayed until midnight. It really wasn't going to be much of a sail away party. But I was still hopeful that we'd maybe be able to leave a little bit earlier than that. And once on board and after heading to our muster station, it was time to go and check out our cabin. We decided to go for a sea view cabin. This is actually the same size as a deluxe balcony cabin, but obviously without the balcony. However, instead of that balcony, you do have this amazing window seat. And it's also a lot cheaper too. I'll leave a link here to my cabin tour and review video. And by this stage we're starting to get a little bit peckish. So we headed to the Quays, which is a new concept aboard P&O's newer ships. There's a choice of fish and chips, Asian cuisine and American favourites. and at a speed that will make your local high street fast food chains look like they're in slow motion. And all this food is included within the price of your cruise fare. I decided to go for the fish and chips with a side of mushy peas. And the batter on the fish was really good with a nice and crunchy texture. And my brother went for the boardwalk burger, chips and the barbecue beans. He said were all really tasty. I also had a cheeky creme brulee for dessert, and it was really nice too. And after the food we decided to head outside on deck and watch the other ships that are in port actually leave. This is the MSC Virtuosa, which I was only on a couple of months ago. She's a beautiful but quite controversial ship. And after that we headed inside the ship and down to the glass house. Check out the best beer on the ship. 2 pints of Jolly Ollie, yes please. And then it was time for dinner. Iona has 4 main dining rooms, all serving the same menu, and all of which are included within the price of your cruise fare. I felt that there were plenty of options on the menu, especially for those with special dietary requirements such as gluten-free, vegan and vegetarian. For starters I went for the steamed trout, which was really succulent. For my main course I went for the thick cut pork chop, the highlight of which was the amazing apricot stuffing. And for my dessert I went for cheese and crackers. And after dinner we headed up to the Skydome for tonight's entertainment. The entertainment was supposed to be a show called Spark. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, there had been a change in the schedule. So instead we had a trio of female singers called the Voxens. But unfortunately, the echo of the venue was just terrible. And this is no knock on them because they were obviously talented singers, but they sounded like they were singing in the shower. And without much fanfare, Iona finally departed Southampton at just gone midnight, which meant that I'd actually only moved 1.5 miles from where I'd started the day. Many thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. I can't wait to show you more of the ship and the amazing destinations I visited.